AWR Hawkins Breitbart News with Kari Lake, Arizona Gubernatorial hopeful, not just hopeful. She's a force.
We're going to win it.
Yeah, she's a force. And so good to talk to you again.
Good to be here.
I think I talked to you at C2 Tactical.
Yes, we were having a fundraiser that was so much fun.
Right.
I wish you could have stayed.
Right.
And you know what? Since we had that, I've had more people reach out and go, I missed that fundraiser. I want to come and do another one. So we're going to do a bunch more of those.
If you do another one, I look forward to being there.
That'd be great.
That's awesome.
You're invited.
Well, look, I want to talk to you real quick. We think about, here we are in Arizona. We think about Arizonans. They have a lot of loves that I think across the board, Arizonans share 2 or 3 loves and concerns. Firearms are one of them.
Yeah.
So what does a Governor Lake do to protect the right to keep and bear arms?
Well, for starters, we don't do any limitations to that. And I believe Arizona is one of the more free states when it comes to our right to bear arms. I mean, I was actually surprised to find out Texas didn't have open carry until this last year. So we're really ahead of the curve, but absolutely no legislation will be signed if it in any way restricts our ability to carry firearms and to own, buy, and arm ourselves.
Right.
So it's really just kind of holding the line and preventing anything from coming my way that comes across my desk.
Right.
Because I refuse to sign anything that will infringe on our Second Amendment rights.
Right, and that's so beautiful. I write all the time on self-defense stories, and often not often, but the differences between that she was armed and she wasn't. And I use the she on purpose because I know the right is for male and female, but you think about women and how much it helps them to have a gun in their purse or a gun in their car that they are well trained to use. Mm-hmm. And I mean, do you have a particular message for women?
I think about ASU campus and the fact that about a month ago, and give or take a few days, a young woman was brutally raped on that campus. It's a gun-free zone.
Right.
We're putting our children, and I have a daughter about that age, we're putting our children on these campuses, and they don't have the right to protect themselves. So any criminal, any rapist can just go there. They know everybody on that campus is a sitting duck. Right. Our children are sitting ducks. When they're walking from the parking garage, dark, late at night, to their dorm room or to their class.
Right.
And they're sitting ducks. And we're basically advertising to the bad guys of the world, hey, you got anybody you want, go pick them off right there.
Right.
And it's wrong. And so we really have to examine that and examine why these gun-free zones are allowed to grow and grow and grow. When you think of campuses like that, nobody wants to have people, shooting off guns in the middle of a lecture hall, obviously. Right. Of course, we're reasonable people. But these campuses are growing, and each city now has one of these campuses, and these gun-free zones are really areas where you can't protect yourself.
Right.
And so that concerns me. I think we should be able to carry. We should have our Second Amendment rights. Our young people should have their Second Amendment rights and not be sitting ducks when they're on some of these campuses.
Well, when you read the Second Amendment, it doesn't say the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed except on campus.
Yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't say that.
Exactly.
Now, let me ask you this. This goes with that. So much danger from an open border. And under Biden, it seems like, doesn't just seem like it. We see the videos, the migrants coming across, the illegals crossing. What does Governor Lake do to keep that border secure? What can you do?
Well, we can do a lot, and the United States Constitution protects us. The United States Constitution says that the federal government is to protect us from invasion. Right. Article 4, Section 4. Right. If you look at the Constitution, that is the duty of the federal government. They're not doing that. They're not living up to their what they're supposed to do to protect us. Right. And so we have ways to protect ourselves using the Constitution. Right. And what I would do is on day one, after taking the oath of office, while the press is still assembled, remove my hand from the Bible, and then we're going to immediately we're going to issue a declaration of invasion. Right. And we're going to get the ball rolling to take on the federal government. They're failing. It's a dereliction of duty. They're failing to protect us, and if they won't, then we will. Right. And we're going to work with other states, form a compact to say we as states need to protect our own borders. We're going to see if other states will send in their National Guard to assist, because this isn't just an Arizona issue.
Right.
When we have people coming across illegally, people who are not vetted coming across illegally, drugs coming across illegally, it's not just staying here in Arizona, it's going to all states. And so we need to, as states, protect our border. If Joe Biden is going to hand off control of our border to the crime and criminal cartels out of Mexico, it's wrong what he's doing. And we will go to battle with the feds on this. We're going to build that wall. And they're going to fight us, but I think there's enough wherewithal and power at the state level and by the American people to say, no, we want a secure border. And Joe Biden's not providing that. I don't know what his ulterior motive is on this, but it's definitely not the security of this state. And I think, in some ways, I think he must want this chaos. He must want these drugs coming in because he has completely left us unprotected. And so we'll do what we have to protect ourselves.
Well, your answer gives me one last question. It's very short, but if Governor Lake fights all restrictions on the Second Amendment, won't sign any gun control if it comes to her desk, if Governor Lake fights to seal up that border, D.C. is going to paint Governor Lake as an extremist, as a hayseed, as racist. I mean, you know all the words the leftists use.
Right.
So how do you stand up when the whole machine comes after you? How will you stand up on guns and the border? I mean, tell people about your backbone. Tell them what it is that they can trust you to stand up.
They're already coming after me right now. And I've been canceled, I've been attacked, but I don't care if they cancel me. I don't care if they call me names. We're at a point in this country where we got to get over having hurt feelings when the left attacks us. They've been calling us those names forever. And ironically, they're the ones who've been proven racist. I mean, one of my Democratic opponents actually, two federal juries said she was a racist. And she actually discriminated against an African-American woman who was an employee by paying her less than she paid other people. So they're the proven racists, but they like to call us names. But I don't care what they call me, because I'm doing this for my kids and my grandkids, your kids and your grandkids. If we don't step forward and say, call me whatever name you want, we got to save this state, then we're not going to have a state, we're not going to have a country. So that's why I'm doing it. And you know, we talked a little bit about gun rights. This isn't just a red state issue. Remember, the most powerful politician in New Jersey was taken down, a Democrat was taken down by a truck driver who was fed up with their gun control there and the inability to have his Second Amendment rights. He decided to throw his hat in the ring and run against the most powerful politician in New Jersey. He spent $150 and he won. So this is not just a Republican issue, this is an American issue. If you're an American, you want to protect yourself, gun rights is for everybody.